John, can we get some music, please? I've always wanted to do this, I'm not going to lie. All right, that was fun. I don't know why I've always wanted to do that, but it just take my shirt off. Only Kieran Sweeney would say that, okay? He's always pushing me to my limits. Okay, speaking of limits, guys, we're going to talk a little bit here today. We're going to talk about some VAI myths. And myths, really, in my opinion, I wrote my own little definition here of myths. Basically, in my opinion, a myth, an excuse, whatever you want to call it, an unproven or false belief used to justify a situation or behavior. A damn lie. A myth, in my opinion, is nothing more than a damn lie. And sometimes we use myths and we use excuses in order to be able to justify to ourselves. And we use these false beliefs so that we can sell ourselves and we can justify to ourselves as to why we're able to quit, which in my opinion is just sad. You know, sometimes we have excuses come up. We have these little myths that come up. And we use these myths and we use these excuses in order to be able to tell ourselves, well, you know what, at least I tried. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, if we really did want to try, if we really did want to go after something, there's no challenge, there's no obstacle, there's nothing that's out there that'll stop us from getting it done. How many of you guys are 100% committed to breaking through barriers, breaking through challenges, and you will always break through instead of breaking down? So we're going to go through a couple of these. Maybe you've heard them before. Have any of you guys heard this before? Well, I would love to do the business, but I just don't know anyone. You don't know anyone? Really? You don't know anyone? I don't care if you've been locked and trapped in a closet for the last 20 years. You at least know the person that locked you in there and the person that let you out. So if that's your excuse, if that's your justification as to why you don't have to try, I'm okay with that. But as long as you know that I know, that's just your excuse. That's a myth. Everybody knows somebody. You know, there's 330 million people in North America. There's 33 million people in Canada. And this year alone, we're going to enroll over 1 million people on the Body by Vi Challenge from this team, this group right here. So if you don't know anybody, go and meet some people. Go to some networking events. Stop sitting in front of the TV and staring at Jamal on The Voice. Stop watching TV. Stop doing things that allow you to be a hermit and go out and just be more social. Because really, that's all it is that we do, right? We get social. We have fun with what we do. We go out, we meet people. We find people to talk to. We talk to those people, and we teach others to do the same. Does that make sense? Say yes? So that's really it. I mean, go find new people, get social with the whole thing, and teach your team to go and be social as well. You know, I just had one of my, national directors, they wanted to go out, they wanted to sponsor more people. He said, you know, I ran out of people to talk to. And I said, well, what do you propose we do about that? He said, really, I don't know. And I said, well, would it make sense to go meet some more people? He said, yeah, that makes sense. I said, how are we going to do that? He said, well, I'm not quite sure. Well, let's go and type into the internet networking events. And this is one of the things that, I've always done. I go online, I type in the city where I want to meet people, and I just simply type in city, networking, and I go out and I get active in the community. Does that make sense to you guys? Go get active in your community and make it a point to go out and meet new people. Here's another one that I love. I don't have the time. What are you doing tonight? Watching American Idol. See, it's not that you don't have the time. It's not that you don't know anybody. Basically, what you're saying when I hear that, what you're saying is I don't believe enough in what we're doing. I don't believe enough in the products. I don't believe enough in the opportunity. I don't believe enough in the company. I don't believe enough in myself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you had that passion for what it was that you were doing, and if you had that belief, I guarantee you, you're going to find a way. If it's not important enough, Ryan Blair said this best, if it's not important, you'll find an excuse. If it was important, you'd find a way, right? So don't let your reason Be your reason why not. Do not let your reason be your reason why not. If you don't have enough time to spend with your kids, or if you don't have enough time to be able to take vacations with your family, don't let that reason that you don't have enough time be your reason why not. So you will figure out a way. If your why is strong enough, if you've got your heart in it enough, and you truly believe in what you're doing, and you truly believe in empowering and changing the lives of others, including your own, your families, and your societies, then you will find a way to be able to do it. You'll find time. One of the things that I've always learned, one of the things I've always said, is that you can basically go out there, you can do whatever it is that you want, but unless you're doing what you really love, you're not going to be able to get passionate behind it, and you're not going to find the time to do it. You can work this business 7 hours a week, and as long as you commit those 7 hours a week, you're going to do extremely well with it. I hear this all the time. Jay, I would love to do this, but my problem is that, I got to go all in. I'm not the kind of guy that can just do a little bit of it. If I'm going to do something, I got to do it 100%. Have you guys heard that before? I got to do it. Usually it's a guy that sounds like that too. I got to do it 100%. Because I just don't do anything half-assed, Jay. I'm like all in if I do it. So I don't have time right now to be all in. So, you're going to have to come back and see me when I'm doing nothing later on. Does that make any sense to you? Usually I like to follow that up with, do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Here's what I say. You can commit I don't want you to commit 100% of your time. How many of you guys love the fact that you can build this legacy from your own home part-time? Part-time. The power of part-time is the most beautiful thing that we have. So what I say is very simple. I don't want you to commit 100% of your time. I want you to commit the time that you can commit. Whether that's 7 hours a week, whether that's 20 hours a week, whether that's 5 hours a week. I really don't care. What I do care about is that you commit to me 100% of those 7 hours to me. 100% of those 20 hours to me. Because you're never going to have all the time in the world. Does that make sense to you guys? I don't have the time. Give me a break.